This is me laughing in the face. Wait a minute. He was laughing a second ago. The fat man's going unstable. Um, Me laughing in the face of every single imbecile who is sitting there for the last how many years saying that Jodie Whittaker can't act, she's talentless, she's bland, how did she even land a job, blah, blah, blah. Now, the reason why I'm doing that this morning, because I got a little caught up, and she's already working again. She's working on a series for Paramount Plus called One Night, if I remember right. Something like that. And and this series is filming down in Australia. And that's why her hair was cut. I guess I landed that right. Yeah, it was cut for that role. You see, that's why you can't take any of these armchair, quarterbacks seriously, because they don't like a particular, thing about a new doctor. They suddenly become experts on why this person's so horrible. And sadly, we had a bunch of these, masterful backroom critics who did the same thing when Peter Capaldi got named. And as y'all know, Peter Capaldi's not exactly up for another appearance on Doctor Who. I'm really hoping that that's, going to change. I'm really hoping that maybe he did something short for, the 60th. I'd like to hope so. But the thing is, everything I'm hearing is saying no. And I don't know if it's because he's mad at the BBC or, because Chibnall did offer him a chance to stay on. He wanted him to stay on for a bit. I think he wanted to do something along the lines of, catching everybody off guard with like a mid-series regeneration, which hasn't been done in a long time. The name of the show is called I believe it's called One Night. Like I said, I got to look that up again. I ran over that again this morning, and it's filming down in Australia. And it'll be out apparently on Paramount Plus. And it's one lady I know from Orange is the New Black, and I can't remember who the other lady is that's starring in it as well. But the fact of the matter is, she's already back at work in record time. And no, that doesn't, and I'm sorry, but back at work in record time doesn't mean that just because you were mowing Karen Gillan's lawn the following weekend, that don't count. Now, but like I said, I just find it funny as hell that, like I said, I watched some of her stuff before, she took on the roles same as I did with, a few others. Other than Matt Smith, because I didn't know who the hell Matt Smith was, and he was very young at the time. So I have no idea about him, but Tenet and all that, I was kind of well known for Casanova and all that back then. Eccleston I had already seen in various movies and other appearances. But like I said, she was this evil, terrible thing whose bad acting was destroying the show. Chibnall's terrible writing. Yet, like I said, I know people from their faces who are the ones who are, some of the backroom critics, armchair quarterbacks, and suddenly overnight drama experts who were saying some terrible things about the Chibnall-Whittaker era, yet I'm staring right at their picture at Galley 1 in photos with Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker. And it seemed to me like there was a lot of, the local crowd thinks this, so I better run with them or no one will like me. Um, like I said, you still got those people out there stamping their feet. The majority didn't like this era. And I'm like, really? Where did this majority come from? Just because a bunch of you are sitting around like a bunch of, because, like a bunch of chickens wailing around in the hen house and clucking like mad on Twitter doesn't mean nothing. So I'm getting a laugh out of this. I really am, because yeah, she was so horrible and she's so terrible, yet boom, she's already landed another series. This time it's going to be on Paramount Plus, and she's filming in Australia, Sydney. The way these guys are acting, she was going to be lucky to land a one night dinner theater appearance in, Yuckalukistan or wherever, and whatever the heck's going on over there. I can't remember half the countries over there anymore. Everything got shifted around so much after the way Cold War ended. But basically, yeah, they thought she'd be, clog dancing in Siberia, for unicycling polar bears or something, and yet she's already landed another major series. And I'm sorry, but no, I don't count that movie Matt Smith was in for Ryan Gosling, because I think that almost killed his career. I'm not kidding. I tried watching 5 minutes of that movie, and I turned it off. I'm like, I can't even remember the title of it. That's how I know a movie really sucked when I can't even remember the title of it. And I watched it just a couple of years ago. Oh. So, and of course, I went over the Anita Dobson information again. Yeah, she's playing Ruby Sunday's neighbor, Mrs. Flood. Where the heck does, sometimes I wonder, RTD gets these character names? Ruby Sunday. I'm not a stripper. Mrs. Flood. Does she wear Depends? Oh well. But But like I said, I'm looking forward to the new series as much as anyone else. You got the 60th coming. We got the 14th. And all right, now somebody informed me that the leak guy is saying that Moffat's taking over after Russell T Davies. And I'm just being kind here by telling you this. They're yanking your chain. Whoever's feeding you this, 500-yard pipe of excrement that Andy Dufresne would have had to crawl through to get out of Shawshank Prison, it's a lie. Because as far as I know, RTD had already signed on to do the 60th specials, Series 14, and Series 15. And that's what I've heard. He already signed on for 2 series after the 60th series. So I don't know why somebody's trying to get this thing out there that Moffat's going to take his own thing. And also from what I heard, he's already been asked to write 2 episodes for the new series under RTD. And there's been no mention of him being a new showrunner at all. I don't know where they got that from, but I see this all the time out there. People play on the hopes that, and like I said, Moffat was a good showrunner, but I still can't see where, he was the ultimate end-all be-all, because a lot of his episodes, when you sit there and break them apart, don't make any damn sense. I still can't figure out where they got the title Invasion of the Zygons when it's all about the Zygons that were already on Earth. It should have been called like the Zygon Uprising and the Zygon Downfall. That would have made more sense than the Zygon Invasion and the Zygon Inversion, because you're dealing with the Zygons that are already here. They weren't invading. So that title, other than to try to make a cute little thing for the second title, I don't know. I have no idea where they... Originally, it was titled Invasion of the Zygons and Inversion of the Zygons, and it got shortened before they got around to the new series. Yeah, or the Zygon... Like I said, I would have called it like the Zygon Uprising or the Zygon Revolt or something like that, you know. But I still enjoy Moffat's episodes, but like I said, it's like I can't figure out where... Because people were jumping on RTD about doing this, doing that, using the Sonic shortcut. And I'm like, every doctor nearly since, you know, it disappeared after the visitation, didn't come back to Sonic Screwdriver, has used the Sonic Screwdriver. It was a plot shortcut. Had always been since, you know, it got reintroduced in the Third Doctor era. It was the original introduction, if I remember right, was all the way back in the Troughton era. And even then, the only thing you could do was unscrew and screw screws. And that was about it. Well, yeah, they do work good together. Yeah, when they're interacting. Yeah, I'll give you that. But like I said, it's like every showrunner has a good time, has good episodes. Every showrunner has bad episodes. And to say, and when they sit there and go, the whole Chibnall era, the writing was horrible. I'm like, he wasn't the only one writing for the series. It was the same with Moffat. He didn't write every episode. Same thing with RTD. He didn't write every episode. Plus, you have to deal with the fact that, you know, when you start looking at the politics that are involved, when the BBC starts saying, well, you have to do this, you have to do that. And that's why I'm kind of worried about the whole Disney involvement, you know, with Doctor Who, because they've already made it apparent in one article that Disney suggested they should do something along this line, and they went ahead and did it. And I'm like, wait a minute, you guys told me Disney had, like, no say. Well, they can make suggestions. What? Well, who knows? Like I said, I'm looking forward to the new series, looking forward to seeing, you know, the 60th, looking forward to the series, you know, beyond that. So, you know, Doctor Who's not dead after all, like they've been shouting since 2017. Well, folks, I just got to get my butt up and get in there because I just looked at the time. So, everyone, please take care of yourselves out there. Be kind, be calm, be safe. We'll catch you on the flip side. Hopefully we'll see you all in the near future. Have a great Thursday. Freedom out, babies.